On the Wave is a 2 years project. It's funded by the Blue Growth Program from HEA grants. And in Portugal is managed by the General Administration of the Policy of the Sea. The project gathers partners from Portugal and Norway. From Portugal we have Innova Plus, Formar and SPEA, and from Norway we have SIMSI. It is an education and training project focused on improvement of skills and competences of the professionals of the maritime sector. And the starting point is in the exchange of experience and knowledge and know-how between organizations from Portugal and Norway to build innovative resources.
The participations of Formar in this project represents added value to the challenge Formar faces, presently and in the following years. The investment from the Plan of Recovery and Resilience in renovating our schools, equipments and pedagogical resources, and, on the other hand, the new maritime regulation with new professional categories, which imply the design of new training curriculums, intertwined with this project under EE grants, namely in sharing good pedagogical practices and developing new modules for distance training, which surely will contribute to improve the professional competencies of seamen.
For SPEA, the collaboration in this project is a rich and multidisciplinary experience. We are an environmental NGO working with the maritime sector and with stakeholder engagement for years. So this is an opportunity to develop training courses on subjects such as sustainability and innovation, for example, and at the same time an opportunity to learn from the partners' experience and methods to improve training.
SIMSI have been a maritime training provider for more than 10 years now, operating from Haugesund in Norway. Our company has adapted to several large market changes, such as the maritime recession period in 2014 and recently also COVID-19. During COVID-19, we had to find a way to train the seafarers who were in a lockdown, so basically we had to adapt much of our courses using remote connections.
In the On the Wave project, we discussed with Formar, Innova Plus and SPEA which teaching practices are best in today's dynamic context of maritime training. We argue for a dynamic blended teaching approach using e-learning, classrooms, simulators and remote training if the demand is there.
Most of the seafarers work on board vessels for long periods of time. This creates constraints on their availability to participate on in-person training. This arises the need to develop courses in e-learning and also B-learning format. We as a training center need to fulfill the demand for at-distance courses to our trainees. The COVID-19 pandemic rushed even more the development of at-distance courses, so we were not able to have in-person courses. With this in mind, we at Formar developed several courses on an e-learning and also a remote scenario.
As a course coordinator and a trainer at Formar, I believe it's quite important for blended courses to have pedagogical resources based on a format made by Formar's internal staff previously. Despite that, being a method that we have already implemented at Formar, after visiting SIMSI, it's clear that this is a good practice and should be developed and implemented, standardizing training courses contents.
E-learning provides flexibility for the seafarers because they can learn theory from home or while having spare time on board. E-learning also allows us to test learning transfer early in the training process by using multiple choice tests. Our clients also appreciate e-learning because it has made training more efficient and it helps to reduce training costs. We use classroom teaching to present more complex theory, and for that we have instructors with extensive maritime experience. Much of the teaching is based on the newest maritime standards and guidelines. We combine that with real-life incidents and we practice discussions and sharing of experiences during class. The maritime simulators are a powerful learning tool because it allows us to really check whether the seafarers can apply theory in practice. Most of the scenarios build on real-life incidents in order to make the training as relevant and realistic as possible. We train the seafarers to make risk assessments and make sound decisions that prevent collisions and emergencies that can cause severe material and environmental damages. Our instructors monitor the seafarers' performance on video from a separate room, and after each training scenario we have debriefs. The debrief is very important because then we can discuss the performance. Our most recent development is remote training. COVID-19 forced us to adapt training practices to where the seafarers were. So we have had remote classrooms and remote simulator sessions in the Philippines and in Poland. Basically, we connect on Teams and connect our simulator systems with another simulator abroad. Then the seafarers goes into the simulator there and have to solve the same tasks, as if they were in our training facility here. We are excited about our discoveries of best practices for maritime training. We have adapted our practices in the past and we do it again. We hope other maritime training institutions will join us on the wave to become better and more sustainable institutions.